No, I know what you mean. Because I do be liking a little bit.
What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Happy almost Halloween. Which is why I'm kind of dressed up a little bit. But welcome to Let's Run It Back NXT recap with me, Katrina, host and creator of Cat We Trust, and my twin, Shayna. How are you today?
You know, I'm doing all right. I have a turtleneck on, and this is for Axiom. So it's good. How are you?
I am okay. It's been a week. It's hey George, always on it. Thank you as always for joining us. It's been a day. It's been a day. It's been a week. But I'm well. Night one was or week one, I guess they were calling it, but week one of Halloween Havoc was pretty freaking solid. I just have to give some credit to Shotzi. Like, ma'am was just Man was just really on it, really truly on it this week, but she usually is with the costumes. But kind of. Um, but I like that this week focused a lot on a lot of the women matches, which I thought was really really cool. Um, and I thought that was cool. I guess like next week we'll get more of the males matches, but I like that we got, leading up to Spirals. Hey, Roderick, thank you. You are truly really sweet for even trying to pop in. You definitely go get some rest, please. Rest up, feel better. Self care, okay? Self care. We need that in this day and age. Self care is so important. But thank you for popping in very briefly. Please rest. We will be here again, I promise. But I like that we wind up getting, we got to see some women's action, a lot of women's matches that I thought was pretty solid. Uh, what were your overall thoughts of, you know,
I enjoyed
this,
it.
I guess, this first week?
It was a lot going on. It just felt very full. Like, I can't explain it, but I just felt full, which is a good thing. I don't know. I feel like it's a good thing when you end a show. It's like I feel full. Like, yeah, I was fed. Like, there was a lot going on. So I really did enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I thought they had a lot of stuff happening that was pretty solid, truly. And I liked the whole Halloween aspect, obviously, because Halloween's one of my favorite holidays. But I just, in general, thought we got some pretty solid matches and a couple of surprises. I was definitely surprised by some of the stuff that happened on this episode, on excuse me, on this week of rather of the entrance, which I thought was pretty solid. I cannot. I don't remember the name of this band, but I thought I loved the aesthetic. Truly thought the aesthetic was pretty solid for them. But we started off right away with some women's action, which I was really happy about, which was the Devil's Playground match between Roxanne Perez and Kiana James. And so, sorry, I had it in my notes. I think they call New Year's Day the name of this band. And so they performed Vampire to kind of set it up. Scarlett and Shotzi did open up. Scarlett dressed as Marie Antoinette, and Shotzi as Pinhead from Hellraiser. If you know, you know. And then starting this match, Roxanne did come out as Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. If anybody um, didn't know. But while I thought this was pretty smooth, I felt like Roxanne really dominated this match, in my opinion. I thought that a lot of it was mostly on the outside of the ring, which I guess makes sense if you have like a doubles playground. It makes sense to me. I liked that, if anything, you know, it seemed like their chemistry got better from the last time we kind of saw them interact. Personally, to me, but this was pretty well done. I do think Roxanne again was the person really driving this matchup. Not that Kiana was bad because she really wasn't, but I thought what she was doing kind of moved the match through where it needed to go. Um, and I do think that if because I felt at least that we didn't know what it was doing with Roxanne as far as what they had in store for a character or anything. And so I feel like with this regard, this might get Roxanne back on top or towards the top again, or maybe get called up. Who knows? And I do feel like this is a bit out of Kiana James's element, just because of the type of match this was. Even though she has gotten pretty solid, but Roxanne will use the brick inside Kiana James because she's just carrying that brick, which is crazy to me that she's carrying that like all the time. But she would use the brick to pretty much use the bag with the brick inside against her, and then she do the pop rocks, excuse me, to win this match. And Kiana did have a really big knot on her head, which I was like, God damn, like that was pretty, extreme. Um, like that looks pretty bad, honestly. But otherwise, this was a really solid open to the night that we had going forth. What were your thoughts on this matchup?
Oh my god, do you see that? Do you see that welt? Jeez, man. Kiana is a trooper because I would have been like, no, I gotta go. I gotta go. That thing was serious. No, but I really enjoyed this. Even watching it, I was like, oh my gosh, like they have such insane chemistry. I feel like Roxanne and Kiana, just from the times that I've seen them interact in the ring, like it's just very, for the most part, very smooth. Um, I think that Kiana is so underrated, and I just can't wait to see her have more of a involvement in the title picture. Like, yeah, she had the little, whatever, but I feel like that was kind of a throwaway. I want her to have a full program, with, someone who's the champion and really have a real shot at taking it because I think that she is just so good. I love her so much. But carrying a brick in your purse is crazy, though. I will say it is quite crazy. Um, I'm definitely gonna have to talk to her about that. Roxanne, she was fantastic. I'm so happy things are kind of, the trajectory is changing for her because it was looking a little crazy. Just the way that, the whole title reign went, and then just like it felt like her direction was all over the place. But I'm just hoping after this is like a nice reset for her. Very fun match. She's been having a lot of fun matches lately. So I'm just happy. The right person definitely won. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with the comment in the thing that she does work really well with stipulations. I don't know if that will be something they'll use going forward with her. Um, where they'll make sure she used matches that's like close to stipulation. Hey, fam, what's up? But like I said, I thought this was really really solid. So then this leads up us to our next match with Dante Chen versus Lexus King. Now I feel like we've talked about this before with Dante because they be doing our guy wrong. Like it's not even right. Like Dante just keep taking these type of matches. But I just need to. I was able to get a picture of Lexus appearing. Like he appeared on the his entrance was he kind of slid in on a throne, and that he kind of gets up the throne, walks down the ramp, and pretty much says Brian Pillman is said, "Long live Lexus King." Uh, I'm not sure, to the regard of, I get what he's trying to do, I guess, with regard to like leaving his dad's legacy. Doesn't he have to say that? I hope this not going to say that every time you come out. We don't need to say all that. But this was pretty solid, but it was definitely a squash match. Okay, Dante, who just keeps happening to him, he gets these matches and he's there to help somebody else go over. Um, and he took a beating basically. But he pretty much beat him up for the most part. He hit a swinging DDT off the second rope to win this match. I do think that this entrance and everything makes him seem like a really big time kind of wrestler here in NXT, and I like it. Obviously, he's a little bit more polished, just because he wasn't like coming out of developmental right away, because he was in AEW for a little bit. But I thought otherwise, this was pretty solid. I hated that it was a squash only because Dante does not deserve squash. Like they keep doing Dante dirty. Why is he always somebody else's match person to like get them over? It's crazy to me. But I do like where they're going with this, and I can't wait to see what we're getting with Lexis King going forward. In the entrance, as I did say on Twitter, if somebody pops with a throne, that is how I am coming for every festivity, every party, every event. I'm going to be extra because that was an extra entrance. Oh my God, this is mad extra, but yes, vibes. About to be me at the party. I don't know where, but I'm going to be the party coming in on the throne. But otherwise, it's a pretty solid debut. What were your thoughts on this matchup?
You know what I'm about to say. I said yes. I said yes when he did it. Anyways, let's all look at it together. Can we look at this? Look at this. Stop playing with him. Please don't play with him. And it's like the way he even gets out the chair. I was like, you better let him know. I loved it. You kidding me? Oh, I was so happy. Obviously, I feel like we both have been like saying for weeks, like, I'm happy. I want to see it. I am going in the trenches for this man. I want him to do good. I want him good. And that just like made me, I had the biggest smile just because I'm like, they already started me off on the right foot. They already got me in my element. You better do it. I loved it. It's something about him, and I cannot explain it. And I guess maybe it's something a little bit. People would say, "Oh, he looks like his, dad," which he does. But what I don't like is why is the first things, and I said this to Bad Guy, he can vouch for this. He hasn't even been out in the ring for about 5 minutes. And commentary had brought up Brian Pillman like 4 times already. It wasn't even a minute into the match. Obviously, he said Brian Pillman when he came out. It kind of felt like it was defeating the purpose of saying, oh, he's, setting out his own path, doing his own thing. And the first thing you're doing is having him mention his dad over and over. And then you got commentary over and over bringing his name up again. I'm like, I don't like this, but I'm gonna let it go. I guess you guys just want to get that out the way because obviously somebody's gonna be like, hey, this guy looks familiar. Get it out the way. But next week, I don't want to hear it. I'm telling you, he better not come out. Somebody, and I hate it so much because I feel like it was so accurate and it made me, I had to hold myself. I almost cried laughter. They said when he said it, it sounded like, if you ever seen MTV Next, you ever seen the show Next? When they come out with Next, I said, how dare you?
Oh, I used to love that show. It was so extra and disrespectful. I love that show. Oh my God.
Oh my God. When they said that, I said,
I feel like we're revealing our ages right now, but that was my
comment.
show.
I said, no comment. No comment. So we gonna work on that. Lexis King. I'm with it. I did not like Dante. I said, oh God, when I seen Dante, I said, Dante, get out the ring. Don't let him do it to you.
They be doing Dante so dirty. Like it's not even fair.
Offense, though. I will say that. He did get some offense. So he didn't completely get just tossed, what I will say is I still need to grow into the finisher. I'm growing with it. Like, it's not a bad finisher. It's just kind of like, I feel like the impact isn't all the way there for me for it to be like a finisher. Like, it feels like it could just be one of the, signature moves type of deal.
Yeah, I'm with it. I can't, not for Dante, but I'm with it. I can't wait to see what to do with Lexis King. Like I said, just it was so, like I said, if I can come into events like that every time, listen, extra for no reason, I'll just be like, oh, okay, well,
hair blown out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be extra. I'm gonna do, I don't know where the fan gonna be. I gotta get my Beyonce fan on. So when I come out and do all of this, then here we are. It's Katrina. I'm here. But otherwise, I thought it was. I do agree about the finisher. I do think he needs something that I feel like there's certain moves that should just be like there's certain things that shouldn't be a finisher if it looks too like you know, like if it's a finisher and like make that look like this is something that person supposedly can't get back from. It's a finisher, right? And so I think he can hopefully comes up with something a little bit better. But otherwise, I really cannot wait to see what he does. Truly, really awesome entrance. I was like, oh yes. And also, we have been saying since freaking Dark Side of the Ring, we just want good things for Brain Pillman Jr. You know, Lexus, we just want good things for him. He deserves all the good things, truly. And so I'm just hoping that's what the vibes is going forward. And so after this matchup, there was a segment with Vic Joseph questioning Carmelo Hayes about Trick Williams' injury, but Carmelo didn't seem too concerned. He didn't seem too concerned about Trick. He was more focused apparently on this match with Alan Dragunov. And then also, Shotzi and Scarlett read some tarot cards for Metaphor, and during this, Akira Tozawa stole the Heritage Cup behind Noam Dar's back. So what were your thoughts on this?
They need to stop bothering Carmelo, okay? He didn't do it. You know what? Fade on Twitter brought up a great fact. I think it's Wesley. He's framing Carmelo. He's framing Carmelo. I think that is when it was put on the table, I said, you know what? You're right. That's exactly what's going on here. And it's a terribly sad smear campaign that is going on against Carmelo. Is not right. Metaphor, they need to start picking on Metaphor. I'm tired of Metaphor being picked on. It's old, it's tired, it's done. Akira, you've been doing too much. You're getting out of hand. I liked your workout on Monday Night Raw, but you was not gonna be doing this craziness to Metaphor. They don't deserve it. They're going through enough right now with Jakara. I don't like it.
Yeah, I definitely just to this comment, I definitely did hear about the Wesley thing. People thought it was him. Could be. He was a little upset after his loss. But who knows? Who knows? I feel like, you know, people never knows what happens in the parking lots these days. So this now lead us to our first match of the semifinals in the women's breakout tournament with Ariana Grace versus Kalani Jordan. So I was kind of sad about this because we did say last week we were hoping that it would be one or the other maybe making it to the finals, and obviously only one can win a semifinal match. But let's just for a second appreciate the greatness that was Spider-Gwen on Kalani. I was like, ma'am, the ladies was eating it all up on Tuesday. I was like, yes, yes, Spider-Gwen, yes, Spider Kalani, look at you, amazing. I loved it. It was just so good. It was so good. But this wasn't, this was all right, not bad. And so obviously I thought it was a really solid matchup between two. I did notice personally that, you know, it seemed like Kalani slowed down just a tad to work more closer to Ariana Grace's pace, which again I thought allowed them to kind of just show kind of differences between them. I do think there's a little bit of drama, like the extra that was happening towards the end of the match. What I will say, because it wasn't too like long, I do think that if you're looking for more NXT women's talent, that having these people in like Ariana, like Kalani show up is the perfect way to get people kind of like, what they got going on over there, if you wasn't watching before. And so anyway, this match will end with Kalani elbowing Ariana Grace off the top rope. And then before I get to that part, there was a moment I really liked where Kalani did like a standing somersault leg drop, which was so good. So good. And then Ariana wound up like throwing her to the second rope, and she hit like a side suplex, which I thought was really solid exchange between them. But Kalani would win again by elbowing Ariana on the top rope, and then she did her split leg moonsault to win this matchup and make it to the finals. And I can't say we were really not expecting this. I felt like we expected her to win. We've been saying that from like the beginning. We thought that what was going to happen. So nice showing, but I knew this was going to win. I felt like it's Kalani, we all thought would make it to the finals. I feel like they were really going to push her. But what were your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, no, I thought it was a decent match. What I will say is I did kind of notice the slow pace. And And there was like some miscommunication at some points. And I honestly am just kind of chalking it to, Ariana is still back fairly, from it hasn't been that long since she came back from her injury. And, I know ring rust is a thing and just getting your footing back is a thing. So I kind of give her that grace, no pun intended. But yeah, no, I thought it was a pretty decent match. And obviously I feel like I'm a big Ariana Grace fan, so I don't know, but I really, really do like Kalani. I think she is just so talented. She's so freaking cute. Like she's literally so adorable. It's like sickening. Like, why are you so adorable? And she's just so great in the ring. I really enjoy watching her. Like she's very fast. Like I love the fast pace. I love that stuff. It kind of reminds me, not exact wrestling, obviously, because Kalani still got some time in her, but just the speed aspect kind of reminds me of AZM from Stardom. And I love the that fast pace. So Kalani just, yes, girl. I'm a little worried, but we'll talk a little bit later when we talk about the other person she's gonna be facing in the finals. But yeah, enjoyed the match.
Yeah, I definitely agree to most of what you said. And like I get what people there. When I guess we get there of why this person. When I'm like, listen, stop playing, guys, because like, stop playing, stop playing. Don't do me like this. You're gonna stop these shenanigans. They better not. I just they better not. They better not play with me. I feel like they are though. But I think she is the cutest thing, and I do love the. It definitely gives me yes Trinity all day, a girly right there. But we'll see when we get there because I'm just like, oh yeah, playing games. I see. See, I've got playing games. And so the next matchup. Oh, excuse me. Before we get to the next matchup, my bad. So they show the segment with Ron Wagner continuing to improve in rehab, and he asked Mr. Stone why he challenged Braun Breaker, and he just pretty much responded by saying Ron Wagner was his friend. Whatever. What do you think about that segment?
Like they really could have went a totally different route. Like I feel like they could have just had him. Okay, he gets injury. And I'm telling you, like I said, the whole Kane thing, come back stronger, scary with a mask, big imposing guy. It could have been something. No, they decided to make him look like this doesn't make Vaughn look good. Like every week we just see him like it's not a it doesn't I don't think it's not giving what they thought it was gonna give. I don't know. And then the stuff with Robert, like this is a waste of Braun's time, is what I'm gonna say. I'm sorry. They could have had him come back scary. The pain made him powerful, and now he's a different entity, a different beast with a mask. I'm telling you, it's the mask, it's the selling point. I'm telling you. Y'all want to get y'all merch up? Little kids love masks. They do. They're buying for no reason. I'm telling you. They don't want to listen to me. They want to have him up in there in the PE room. What is he doing?
I agree. I do think they should make him more seemingly just not that what he is. I feel like it's like, okay, we're watching rehab. I guess that's what we're doing. Okay, I guess. I guess. Um, but
Oh my god! And you know what? The other thing they said. Now they changed it up, talking about something. If I can just get one hit on him. No. You're not about to do the same thing that Vaughn does, where it's basically like, even though I lost the match, I'll put you to the table though. No. I'm done with this. Y'all always want to do this.
Yeah, no, well, girl, listen. Listen, I don't know. We'll see what they're doing with this, but this now leads us to the NXT Tag Team Championship match, which definitely surprised me as far as how this ended. But this was the Family versus Chase U, and so before this matchup, Um, the family wished Chase Hughes good luck before the matchup, which I thought was pretty nice. Um, and there was, I feel like I messed up on the which call it a bit, but there was, I guess, before we got to this matchup where Shotzi and Scarlett showed off their second costumes as Edward Scissorhands and a vampire as they booked a table ladders and scares match between Humberto Carrillo, Angel Garza, and Creed Brothers, which I thought was pretty cool. I think I have pictures in this. I know I did. Yeah, I did. And so we'll see how we can get with that. I thought that was pretty solid. And yes, because Shotzi definitely was. Um, Shotzi was definitely killing it with the costumes for me. I feel like well, Scarlett was cool. I guess whatever. Shotzi was just really on it. But this matchup was pretty freaking solid, honestly. Like this was just so like a fast match. It was a lot of fun, a lot of action that I really liked, and then both of them really, like if you. The one thing I've always said before about NXT was I love their tag teams. I love that we always got different tag teams. I like that they were trying to, and I felt like this they really focused it on in this match. But I was truly surprised by how this wound up playing out. So there was a moment during this matchup where Duke kind of got a hot tag. He kind of ran over both of the family where he slammed um, the underboss, as I say, on top of the Don, which I thought was really solid. Andre took like a suplex into a diving headbutt, which I thought, but then he like threw D'Angelo into the pinfall, which I thought was really freaking solid. This was a really like just fantastic match, honestly. But this was a moment during this. JC tried to get Andre to cheat and he refused. And so JC would take like an accidentally bump off their apron, and that distracted Tony D'Angelo and then Andre would do a sunset flip to win and become NXT new tag champions with Duke. Again, I was a little surprised only because I did not think they were going to take it from the family so soon. Honestly, I didn't think they would lose this soon, but this was definitely a surprise. Uh, and Duke being signed with WWE for a little bit, I believe 3.5 years, he finally got some kind of a win, where like a title win. And so this was just such a fun match. And I actually, while it was sad to kind of see the family lose, considering how how everything with him being in jail and everything, I do think that this was one of the best stories in NXT with regard to how this gimmick just have really gone over well with the NXT crowd. The NXT crowd can be real funny with what they like and don't like. And this has been one gimmick in NXT that the crowd, for the most part, has really stuck behind. And so to have them win, I'll respond to that in a second. For them to pretty much win the tag titles with this kind of staying in place, I thought was really awesome. But this was probably one of my favorite matches, honestly, of the night. I thought it was really solid. I thought it was just really well done. And yeah, and I have to agree with the whole Dia definitely was back to her regular self when they won. I'm like, ma'am, because you was playing. But because this was mentioned in the comment, yes, later on there will be Chelsea Green and Piper will mock Chase U, which was set up obviously the match with JC and Thea Hall for next week. But again, fantastic match. I thought this was so fun, and I'm really happy for Chase U. What were your thoughts on this matchup?
I really liked it. I thought it was really fun. I thought that I love when things happen that I did not expect. I was not expecting and this is no slight to Chase U. I just thought it's still really early in the family's, reign. So I just didn't expect for the title change. But I'm happy because listen, Duke, he gets on my nerves, and I still know you're up to something, and that's fine. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I've always been a fan of him. Like in the beginning, when he was doing the stuff with the poker and with Cameron Grimes, when he cut his hair, and I thought that was so shocking and so interesting. And then I'm just glad that he's kind of found his place. And is this his first title? This is his first title in NXT or in general. It is like that is so awesome. Like I'm so happy for him. I can imagine like how he felt after such a hard fought long battle to get to that point. Yeah, like I was happy for it for them. I'm happy for Andre, of course, too. Thea, girl, now you want to be on the winning team. Now it's all good. But like 2 weeks ago, you was acting like they was pariahs. She was turning off her location. She didn't want to take their calls. Now we in the ring screaming at the top of our lungs. That's interesting. That really is so interesting.
Fraudulent
Do I see
behavior.
them
Fraudulent behavior.
get into it? Do I see them beating Chelsea and Piper? I kind of hope not because I really, really enjoy Chelsea and Piper. And also, it only needs to be one 4-man group with all titles. Why y'all trying to push up on the Judgment Day? Back up. I don't like that.
I knew as soon as you said that where you was going with that. But agreed. Agreed. None of that. None of that. But yeah, she was definitely engaging in fraudulent behavior. I mean, I guess for this match she was. I guess I can accept. He has been in a bit of a new leaf in the last couple of times. Don't even see. Don't get me started, Ron. You already know my Goldberg hates because a fraud is right. But yeah, no. I mean, I know people like. I'm just not a fan of Chelsea Green. I like Piper Nevin though. I just Chelsea always bothered me, and so and it could also be because of her husband. But that's another song and dance for another day. But yeah, this otherwise, again, I was surprised, but also I'm happy for them. I really am. I just can't wait to see what they do with this. I'm sure they're gonna have like a really huge celebration with the university, and I just can't wait to see what they do with that. Truly. And so this now leads us to our next match, which was a lights out match, women's action between Gigi Dolan and Blair Davenport. And so first, I want to like appreciate that Gigi did come out as Beetlejuice and Blair coming out as crap. Wait a minute, what is the brother's name? And ooh, this is making me look like another really good Stephen King fan. I'm trying to remember the name of the little brother. This is gonna bother me, guys. Stephen King is looking down on me in shame. But anyway, the brother to Bill in it, she was dressed as him. People always Georgie, came to me, Georgie. Um, yeah, sorry. Had to me a minute, guys, because like that's one of my favorite stories. I couldn't remember his name for the life of me. Yes, Georgie. And so I appreciated the reference. Beetlejuice is a classic movie, but Stephen King is Stephen King. And so I was like, yes, girlies, let's get that together. I was really feeling it. And so this was okay. During this, Blair took like a half a minute to set up a table in the light, which I guess uh which would be used for the Falcon Arrow. But this match is okay. I felt like if anything, this was more Blair's match. Blair Davenport usually has more physical interactions when she's wrestling, and so I don't know. I think the fact that it was kind of dark made it hard for the match to kind of really take off because I felt like a lot of times they were setting up spots and it was a bit of a struggle because the lighting was like dark. I don't know, and it's unfortunate only because the action during it was really solid, but you couldn't really see it as well as you probably should have been able to see it because it was dark, and that's like super unfortunate. But I do think that they were a lot better this time around in this setting, and I felt like they did take the time to really try to brutalize each other. And but after it took 20 years for Blair to set up that table, she would send Gigi to off the announce the table through the table at ringside with a falcon arrow, and then do a short arm knee smash to win this match. I personally said that I thought Blair needed to win some matches because she was losing a bit, and it was like we can't realistically. She's definitely somebody really interesting in NXT, and this is again not shade to anybody else. I just think she's somebody who has like not only physicality, which different women have different things in NXT, and she's somebody who's more physical with her matches. And so I've been saying to not have her lose this. I don't think this is a slight towards Gigi either, because this was more of Blair's kind of playground. Like, this is kind of her style of matches. And so it's not necessarily a bad thing that Gigi lost, but Blair couldn't lose again. I felt like she had to win this. And so she did. And so the match is fun, but I would have liked it to probably just be a little bit more light, because it clearly took away from some of the action we saw. But what were your thoughts on this matchup?
You know, I kind of enjoyed it. I don't know. It was something about it I liked from, yeah, I really liked it. I don't know. It's something about it that, I don't know, just stood out to me. But I do agree that there was some awkward moments, and I think it was credited to the lights out and darkness and all that stuff. It could have been very distracting, a lot, too much. I love the costumes. The costumes. Oh, but I do agree, Blair needed this win, just to maintain her. She's that girl. And I feel like, because we remember when they approached Becky, it was Gigi, Blair, Roxanne, and Kiana. Those were the four. So Kiana right now, she's been taken out by Roxanne. Gigi has been taken out by Blair. So that leaves Blair and Roxanne again. Do we get another match from them? Because I'm assuming they're going to still want to be going towards the title, which was their main goal when they approached Becky, all four of them. Now the two are taken out of the equation. One more person has to be taken out, and that person goes on to face Lyra. So we'll see.
I can see it. I feel like if we have Lyra, I feel like Blair will really give her a run for her money, honestly. I feel like, unless they build up towards that. But I think that's the person. But yeah, I think it was the lighting. I get what you're saying, but I think it was the lighting. It was a lot of things that they both looked like they were struggling a bit. I think it was just because this was a lights out match. You couldn't be completely lights out, but they had it as dim as they could have it. And so I'm like, okay, let's see how we do this. So we'll see. But it was otherwise, hey, hey, thank you for popping on. But yeah, I for what it was, I do Blair needed this win. We couldn't have that happen again. Um, but this now leads us, because like I said, Shawn Michaels was in his lady bag. Okay, he was giving us all the lady goodness. He really was. And we lead us to our next semifinals match for the women's breakout tournament with Carmen Petrovic and Lola Vice. And so this was a lot shorter than it should have been, honestly. And this made me kind of sad. Because I felt like Carmen really was on, like, I thought she was a lot. And yes, let's just speak. Like, Carmen was really, killing it with her costume. I was like, all right, sis, I'm liking the Dalmatian thing happening. I like it. Okay, see what you did there. But I do think that she really looked a lot more crisper than she did the last time we saw her. And that was on. And I say this not that that was a bad thing, but like I felt like because her moves looked a little bit crisper, it kind of made Lola not like she was working the same to me. It felt like it was because her moves are just more on point with it. But I don't think anybody was really surprised with how this what really happened. Carmen will hit Lola with like a running flip kick, and then Lola will kind of throw her over the top rope. But with all that is said and done, Lola will wind up doing one roundhouse kick to win this matchup. And I think this is my issue. And while I get that Lola has been kind of going through, uh, I see, that's what I'm about to get to, because it's like, realistically, to me, Carmen should have won this match. I felt like, as far as what they were doing in the match, Carmen was clearly out wrestling her. This is one of those shenanigans, as I said before, that I'm hoping we're not using Pretty to move people forward. And this is not saying she can't wrestle at all, because she can a little bit, but I do think she needs more work. If you're now putting her and Kalani's the better wrestler. And so this is unfortunate because Carmen was kicking her. To me, she was kind of kicking her ass in this match. And so to have her do all that, and then she just did her one little roundhouse. And to be fair, I know that if you get caught with a roundhouse, technically, if you get caught with it, it will put you down. I'm not saying it can't, but we're gonna stop playing like Lola did all this work when Carmen was really taking it to her. She really was. So she did that one kick, and then it's now she won. And I'm like, oh, and I don't like that. I don't like, because I'm like, I better not play games with me next week. And all of a sudden she beats Kalani, because somebody, now I'm gonna have to send Shawn Michaels a tweet. I won't do that. I just, you see me, I'm praising Shawn Michaels right now, and I'm saying that he's doing amazing things. Don't you make me have to send you a tweet, Michael, because you will be Michael that day. Okay. But anyway, because I'm like, I'm already seeing like, don't be here we go, because I'm saying that Shawn Michaels is my guy. He is. But like, don't do shenanigans. Like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. We already had this nonsense with Tiffany, and she had a little too long for Katrina's liking. Okay, and so y'all better not play against, because Lola's pretty, that she beat Kalani when she is clearly not ready. Okay, she's not. She's not. And I'm like, and I'm just stop. It just, he's gonna look at it because I'm one of his biggest fans, so he has to take into consideration that one of his biggest fans have a lot to say. But afterwards, Kalani will come out and they'll do the classic standoff, which I thought was pretty solid. But even with Elektra Lopez and her demon devil horns on the side, all I know is Kalani better leave this the winner. Well, I'm gonna have to switch some shit. And then Sean is gonna have to get a tweet. So, but what were your thoughts on this matchup?
Um, yeah, I kind of agree. Like, it went by very quickly, and I do feel like, and I do like Lola. I think that she has a lot of cool things about her. She has a great look. I think that, her roundhouse is sickening. Like, it looks very crazy. I think when she does her striking and stuff, she looks really crisp. It looks really good, which, I mean, I would expect from her past. But when it comes to all the in-between stuff, the grappling stuff and all that, I can see that it's not all the way there yet. And it feels like kind of similar to what they did with Nikita, where you kind of were just waiting for, oh, she's going to do her signature move, and then everyone pops for it. But the person who's wrestling her has to kind of get her through all the middle stuff, before she gets to her, move that, pops the crowd, you know? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of protection going on there, where I feel like Carmen was coming in, taking on that load. But that's why I'm worried, because the fan base is so heavy on Lola. I just can't. Like, I can't. And if they start booing Kalani, I'm going to be like, you know what? I really, really want them to teleport the entire arena out of Florida. Please. Something has to give, because you can't just do this. Like, they drive me nuts in there. And if they boo this girl, they were already kind of, I felt like, booing her, even like when they were doing the posing. I can't. Like, enough is enough. Like, y'all gotta stop doing this. Y'all really gotta stop doing this. You did it with Roxanne, and it's just now dying down, barely, because you seen they were still trying to go back and forth with the dual champs during her match. For what? Who you call yourself in the audience saying, they're saying, let's go, Roxy? You talking about Roxy sucks. What's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Seriously, you don't even have a reason to do this. Just doing it to push the envelope and be different. That's what it feels like. Because why? So I don't know. I feel like the right person that should win should be Kalani, but also I'm afraid of how that crowd is gonna react, and I just don't. I don't want to see all that. I really don't. Like they have to stop.
Yes, Lola is a heel. Electra Lopez is also a heel, which is probably why she is one. But I'm listen, like I said, I know she has her past with her fighting background, and that's fine and well, but that doesn't always translate well in wrestling because wrestling is like obviously you have to know how to wrestle, and obviously it's predetermined. But my issue again is this was Ronda Rousey's problem. This was Ronda Rousey's problem. She was one of the baddest women in UFC, but when it came to doing stuff wrestling, sports entertainment wise, it was a struggle. And she had to, obviously she had her umbar and it made everything look really crazy. And her doing to like Triple H and Stephanie Man was great and fine and well. But you can see every time between that to get to that part, to get to the things that everybody went hard about, it never worked. Don't even get me started on Nikita because y'all know I said this before previously about Nikita that a lot of y'all was only hyper her up because sis was a thick white girl, okay, with hips and thighs, and she had one kick. One kick. Y'all gonna stop these shenanigans. Ma'am could not wrestle, and I stand by that. And also, I had an issue with her being on that show with Chance, and I saw that clip pop up. I was like, oh, I knew this. This is always why I got upset when she appeared in WWE because I was always agitated by that. But yeah, I do think this is because the fans think she's pretty and whatever. This is gonna unfortunately bode well on poorly on Kalani because the fans want to be cheering people who need more work. Okay, like, and that's my thing. Okay, like I understand have like that's all she has, I guess. Um, I get people being pretty. Like I said, I say all the time how I was a little bit I am biased about Roman Reigns. However, with that being said, before he became the tribal chief, I did not expect people to be like, oh, well, he looks good. That just means he need to have a title run. That's crazy. That's craziness. Him being champion now is a very different thing than when he first got there, just looking fine. Very different thing. Okay, y'all have to understand sometimes people need a little bit more time. And so all I'm saying is that I like Lola as well. She's pretty, and I think if she gets more time, she'll be great. But right now, no. The fact that she was going through these opponents, I'm like, get real. Carmen was clearly better in this match. Carmen was clearly better in this match. I knew they only put Carmen in there because Jakara got hurt, and they threw her in there because you needed to fill a space. But stop playing. Y'all can take Lola. Like, you don't have to win the tournament. Y'all can still fawn over her and whatever y'all need to do, you weirdos, and tweets and stuff, because I've been seeing some of them tweets. I've been seeing some of them tweets from some of you fans on Twitter. I've been seeing it. Y'all can still fawn all over her and her pretty self not being the tournament winner. That's all I'm saying. You don't need her to win the tournament to fawn over her. You could do it regardless. So
wait, did we talk about it? Did we talk about it? I need to know if we discussed Ilya Dragunov. Did we discuss him? Did we discuss
him? We about to.
Get me into it, because I got to speak.
So there was an interview with Vic Joseph and Alex Dragunov, who talked about his rough childhood, but that helped lead him to the success of the ring. And Carmelo was watching this, but then he was wind up confronted by Shotzi and Scarlett, who was dressed as the Greedy Girls from the Shrine, and Hello Steve King again, who said he was behind the attack on Trick Williams. And then Braun praised Carmelo and warned that he would face him again soon. So now Alan Dragunov must have heard. He heard us. He heard us. He heard that we was sad. Okay. He heard us. He heard our cries. He heard our pleas, and was like, you know what, guys? For you, as my gift for Halloween, he's bringing it back. Like, yes! And because I was hurt. I was devastated, okay? I was waiting to get my shirts and everything, and then he was like, and I'm like, oh no, let's get this back. Let's get this back together. And he heard us. The world is healing. Peace is coming, and I'm happy. I'm happy. I feel like I couldn't get closer to peace when Cody lost his title. But now it's like this is close. This is close. This is close to that level of peace. And I'm like, oh, okay, you heard us, my guy. But let you say what you need to say, girly, because yes, I was happy.
Can I get an amen real quick? This one.
Amen.
I just appreciate a wrestler who listens to his audience. We seen the comments. They was flooding him up. 100+ comment. They was like, bring it back. Bring it back one time for the real ones. And he did. Goatee is back. Well, you know what? He ain't all the way back. He growing, he getting back, you know. I seen it. When I saw that, I said, I know that ain't who I think it is. Because you thought you was going he tried to gag us real bad after No Mercy. Walking up in there in that building, shaved face. I said, who is this? Who is this? Because this not you. But you know what? We back on the right spot. And he was, listen, this man gets better and better on a mic every time I see him. His confidence, the way he's like, what? like let him keep the title. Carmelo, you're not getting it back. I'm sorry. I really, really like you, Carmelo. Like, you cool. You really is the truth and you the future. But you're not getting this title back. No. Because why? Dragunov is in his Zoom. Can't stop somebody when they're in a Zoom. Move out the way. You got to deal with other stuff because Wesley is he's on your top. We all know it's Wesley. He wanted you to feel how he felt. He had everything taken away from him. His titles, his best friend. Now he's making you feel that. You losing your best friend. You lost your title. You losing everything, just like Wesley. This is the plan. Wesley, I like it. And I've already decided it's Wesley, so I don't even care what happens from going on. I mean, like, okay, anyways, where's Wesley?
I like that you were saying it like we already knew for fact. You were like, Wesley did what he needed to do. And, you know, I mean, I do think it could be Wesley, honestly. It's not too far of a stretch, truly. But I'm just glad, again, that he heard us. He heard us. He wanted to heal the fans. And so now I feel like the devastation I was coming in when he should have left it when he won the title and I was ready to have my turtleneck and goatee. I was going to draw a goatee on. Okay. I will never eat my words because that's not happening. His story is going to be like when people burn books, and I would never say burn a book because I love me some books. That's where his story is going to get though. It's going to get burned. It's going to be when people get sad and someone's like, oh my God, let's burn this person's jersey. That's where his book is going, to the trash can of flames. Trash can of flames. With that being said, Adam Dragunov with his goatee, I was happy. Because I almost had to come here with sunglasses in mourning where his goatee was gone. I was like, stop playing Dragunov. Like, this movie was waiting for. We was waiting for this goatee, and you want to take it off? So it's coming back. He heard us. So he better not play games. If he come back next week and it's shaved off,
you're cut off. I'm telling you, cutting him off.
Now, once again, I'm going to have to ask somebody who is responsible for this foolery. Like, do you want me to be sad? Don't do that. Let's keep healing vibes. But yes, okay. Y'all stop bringing it up. I don't care what your Triple H need to worry about. Whatever he's going on at home, I don't know. That's what he need to worry about. Okay, leave the work to people who doesn't do shenanigans. Okay, gosh, those do this. Oh, Cody Rhodes could win in April. You know what it is right now though? It's October. And you know what's not happening in October? No title. That's what's not happening. Okay, he is titleless. Nothing. Okay, and if my kids know what's good for them, they better not. There's birthdays and Christmas and everything. They better not play with me. They will be adopted. Here's some kids for sale. Here you go. Okay, for these shenanigans. But yes. Listen, because though they playing games talking about some Cody Rhodes, like no, he is titleless as he deserves. to be. Okay, what we talking about is my guy Alan Dragunov with the goatee. Okay, he better come back next week with it on. He better not surprise us like he was just going through a struggle, tell his little rough childhood story, and he shaved it back off. He better keep it on, or he is also gonna have to get a tweet. Like, listen here, Alan Dragunov, who do I gotta find? Like, where do you live? Because you're playing games. You're playing games. Do you need me to sit here in the car and be like, so, in the NXT parking lot? Just like, so explain. Where's the goatee? Explain. Where's that? Okay? Anyway. First of all, I don't appreciate. Hold on, wait. Don't do that. Don't be rude. Okay? Just, like, I won't do today. I won't do today, but like that will be an amazing conversation about how great the tribal chief is. But I'm just saying that, George, he's an amazing person. And like he deserves all the good things, unlike Cody Rhodes. Okay. So just now, there was a segment which I didn't get to the picture of, but Fallon Henley was dressed as Tiffany Stratton, and this was actually a pretty good impersonation. I was like, you did it, or I don't normally like you, Fallon. Normally you irritate my soul, but this is good. This is good. What is happening after dark? Like, what are you talking about? I'm not after dark times. That's bedtime for me. Okay, I don't got time for all that. I'm getting old. Okay, I don't got time for that. But see, I'm trying to move on, and they shouldn't be negative in the comments. But Fallon, really gave me a good impression of Tiffany Stratton. I thought it was great, truly. I was like, you know what, this is what Tiffany deserves. Mockery, shenanigans. She deserves it all. But yes, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty on point, the making fun of, but I feel like Fallon's whole like gimmick is just her saying yeehaw, doing the bar stuff, and having problems with other confident women. That's literally her character, and I just can't vibe with it. I really cannot. I don't know. It's just something like, what is the problem? Okay, she don't like Tiffany. I get it, but it's for like superficial reasons, like because you think you're like so much better than us. Okay, what they got to do with me? What they got to do with you? I don't got nothing to do with me. Somebody walk in the room, they feel like they better than me. That got nothing to do with me because I ain't talking to them. Why you be so pressed? Same thing with Kiana. Kiana minding her business with her man. They doing what they do, how they want to do it. He's a willing, consensual part of it, and you mad about it. You just got a problem with it. I don't understand that. So she just be having issues with confident, women that just, they just kind of forefront with how they feel. I'm not saying she's not confident. That's not what I'm saying. Don't say that, because she's obviously a beautiful girl. It's nothing for her to not be confident about. But why do you got a problem with other confident women just living? You hear that? That was her. She coming to pull up, beat me up. I didn't say it. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. But it was a good. She nailed it. She nailed it.
No, she did, but I will have to agree that I'm not really sure what her gimmick is either, besides a busybody. That's the gimmick, maybe.
Exactly.
So this leads us to a main event with Lyra Valkyria, going against the champ Becky Lynch. And so I just need to say, because I was like, oh yes, Jade. Jade came on out doing what she do, and she was on the throne. I was like, oh yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Okay, all right. Got me looking real, crazed. Like, look at that greatness right there. I was like, okay, so she was right, but she was watching the action from her throne. And so I thought this was a really solid match. I didn't think honestly that it would. I didn't think it would go the way it did, but I'm glad that it did in a way that this could allow for some other stuff. There was some dueling chants for Becky and for Lyra that was like fans clearly were on opposite ends. So there's a couple of moments. Becky did miss like a baseboard slide, and Lyra would respond with like a swing and drop kick to the floor, and then she brought Becky back into the ring with like a hanging leg drop, which was really solid. And then Becky, there was a moment she was in like a double leg trap, like double arm stretch, and Becky was trying to get out of it, but Lyra was able to transition into like a shared drop suplex, which again was really solid. I just thought this was definitely a lot of like it was like a lot of emotion, and I feel like this was mostly on Lyra's side, but also trying to prove something to Becky, who was supposed to be like her idol. I thought this was really well done, and I felt like if anything, Becky seemed more and more frustrated as the match went on. There was a moment where Lyra roundhouse kicked Becky. Becky got out of that. And then Becky did a manhandle slam, but Lyra kicked out of that. And so Becky was trying it again one more time, and Lyra will flip it with a stack up pin to steal the victory. And I was like, oh man, super surprised that they decided to go this way so quickly with Becky losing so soon. But I feel like if we didn't wasn't watching Lyra before, this will definitely be the match to watch to show, that she's definitely somebody who can be a really big deal in NXT. The fact that I liked what they did with this, and the fact that Becky, she said it was like her idol, and the fact that she seemed to be able to get out of all of Becky's things to me, it gave me the vibe that she did what a person's supposed to do, is scout somebody and scout them well, and I think she did that. I think she really did, and it answered for everything Becky did. She was able to have a kind of like have an answer for, or pretty much counter Becky's stuff, and I thought that was like really solid. And again, I thought that gave a really good story for the match. Lyra did seem to again after Becky seemed a little sad after the loss, but she did hand the belt to Lyra and hugged her. And so again, it's not many women who will kick out of the manhandle slam. Very few. And so I think if anything, that puts Lyra in a different bracket of just off that alone of being able to kick out of this. But again, I'm surprised because there were some matches I wanted Becky to have in NXT, but clearly this was just kind of help build Lyra because I did feel, and I've said this, I know people like um Tiffany, but I also always felt Lyra should have won it. I said that before. I thought Lyra should have won the match the first time when it was her and Tiffany. Tiffany won, and I didn't understand that. I really did. And so the fact that she was able to do it and to beat Becky, which is good. But I also think now we get like a couple of, we're gonna get some new challengers of who she can probably face in NXT and hopefully give some amazing matches. Like I said, I wouldn't mind seeing her and Blair Davenport, and I would love to see what she can do with Kalani. I say Lola because Lola only has that roundhouse, and Lyra has a roundhouse as well. So that would mean, personally, that's not to me. You're gonna really see how much work Lola's gonna need if she goes against Lyra. I think that's like not gonna be a smart thing to do because she has a roundhouse in her left her. So it's like you're gonna do that and then what, And so I again was a bit shocked, but I do think that this was a really solid match. To answer that comment, I definitely did see the look between Jade and Becky, and so who knows? Who knows? That might be her first opponent because she kind of like Becky feels like Jade is kind of floating to kind of see what she's gonna do. But otherwise, fantastic match. Very happy for Lyra, and I can't wait to see what she's gonna do. What were your thoughts on this matchup?
No, this is a really, really freaking insanely good match. Like I really, really enjoyed it. They ate it up. Like they really, really did. Actually, been meaning to rewatch it. That's how much I really enjoyed that match. I did notice her looking at Jade, and what I think could be said is Becky could say, "Hey, you threw me off my game because you were sitting there watching me at this, having this match, and maybe that's why I lost." Like I could see Becky using that as a way to kind of like start something with Jade. Do I think that she's going straight to Rhea? I don't know. I mean, it could be that, but I also feel like Rhea has stuff going on right now with, Shayna, Nia, and Raquel. And I do think even after Crown Jewel, uh, something may carry over with Rhea and Nia still. So that kind of leaves Becky with not much to do. Um, so I don't know if she's going straight to Rhea right now, just because Rhea kind of has her hands full, like a lot full right now. So I'm just kind of thinking maybe there might be something with Jade because eventually, she has to. We've been seeing her for so much, and the whole her just showing up looking amazing, that's gonna get old with people eventually. So she has to kind of say what is she here for? What is your first thing you're gonna be going after? Who are you going after at some point? Because the showing up and just being beautiful, after a while people are gonna be like, okay, well what's the jig? What is it? What's going on? So that's my thoughts on it. But I'm really happy for Lyra. I think this was great because I feel like we spent so many months talking about how much of a hit her build took because of like it was like 1 minute she's winning, 1 minute she's losing. They'll build her up to win a bunch of matches just to lose, do it again, repeat. And it was just not a good look for her. So I'm glad they kind of fixed it, like in a big way. Put her over big time. Like I think I feel like it basically just wiped away all of that negativity in terms of how she was being booked prior. And now she has a clean slate. She looks great. She looks like money, especially after, going over Becky Lynch. So yeah, I'm just really happy for Lyra.
Why? She don't need to come back. See, I feel like people have seen my rant about Liv Morgan. Like, she's pretty and she's sweet, I'm sure, but stop playing games. We will squash her as she should. As she should. Like, let me give you something about Liv. Knowing uh, she's not even that good of a wrestler. Even her getting better, she's still like, stop, don't get me upset. But I agree. I do think that she did take a bit of a hit with the back and forth too. I don't know why they ever had her lose to Tiffany or have that. I don't know why it was that way. I thought she was always the better one of the group of that match the first time. But otherwise, this was a solid week one. It would always be some Liv slander, okay? I slander whoever I need to slander. And I'm slander her because she cannot wrestle like that. She's gotten better. Yes, she has. But y'all was hype on her when she was sitting here doing shenanigans and she was just coming out to look like Harley Quinn. Get real. Okay? Get real. She was like another version of Harley. Oh my god, she's so amazing when she was. Don't get me started. Let's get me upset. But with that being said, I do think this is a really solid week one of Halloween Havoc. I'm like excited to see what we're gonna get for week two. And I'm again excited to see what we're gonna get from Lyra and who's gonna win. We can talk about it. I can talk about it. I'm sorry if I had cancer and had to deal with a bunch of stuff. I would be like, F y'all too, be there part time. I'm sure if all of us can get paid to do a part time job on part time hours to get paid the same amount, we're gonna all take that part time, y'all. And if y'all say y'all wouldn't, y'all lying. If y'all can get the exact same pay for working part time hours, guess who's gonna be taking that? Y'all. I would too. I'm like, oh, part time work and same pay? Don't gotta tell me twice. So that's something. Don't be acting like y'all understand that. Like, man, please. I want to come back to these peoples like that either. If I was urban, like he came back like this, like, man, listen. But do you want to tell them what we have next?
All right. So, guys, we've reached the end of this review. And so we've decided, since you guys love to roast us and just clock us so much in the comments, every week at the end of the show, we will give you guys I was gonna say 2 minutes, but you know what? A minute. Y'all don't need 2 minutes because y'all crazy. A minute. Y'all could comment whatever, and we will read it, and then we will respond. We're not gonna start this week because we need special music. We do. But we will be doing this weekly. It's a sparring match between us and you guys because y'all be trying to beat me up. Beat us up. And we can't. Now we gotta fight back. So now it's that time.
So y'all got time to get your comments together.
George, you can bring up Roman again.
I mean, and now I see that's gonna be tough because I'm gonna have to want to say some smack back. And now here we are. Pray for them about what? Okay, what do you need to pray for them? They're fine. They're alright. They're live. Okay, they're fine. All I'm saying is they'll say these Cody Rhodes shenanigans, and they'll be fine. They don't mention Cody Rhodes in my presence, and they can get all the things they want. They mention Cody Rhodes. Guess who's not getting Christmas gifts? My children. So, just saying, those vibes. They know what the vibes are. They know what the vibes are. But you guys have gonna give y'all time to talk y'all shit like I do every time I'm trying to end on a good note, and y'all gotta start. Y'all get to do it now for real. See, like we just told you guys to give us a minute, and y'all already ready. See, they're ready. So you guys, next time we are live, you guys get to comment. We're gonna have some stuff for you guys. You guys can get your little comments off, and I will just maybe drink something, so I won't have to say something back because I know me. I don't control that. I can't control the whole forward read. I'm like, excuse me. That like Cody Rhodes. Did he do this before? Didn't Cody do this? That's gonna be me. Because who you talking to? Okay, but so just get yourselves together for that. I'm gonna address that comment. I'm gonna see my behave today. It's gonna be nice. But we have reached the end of our recap for Halloween Havoc week 1. And thank you guys as always for hanging out with us. Shay, tell the people what you got going on, where they can find you.
Okay, so you can obviously find me here every Thursday. And obviously you can find a new episode of the Big Pop Theory podcast, the Verbal show, where we kind of talk about all current events with wrestling, not just NXT. That's every Monday. So if you haven't listened to this Monday's episode, definitely get on that because listen, I was laughing a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's absolutely ridiculous. You can catch me at Shay Sawyer _ on most platforms. You can also catch me on Twitch. I'm getting more into it. I was streaming, I believe, Monday, and I'll probably stream tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm around.
As for me, you can catch me on most social media platforms at Cat We Trust, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Threads to use 3. Obviously, if you're not following my channel, follow that because that's where all my awesome stuff is happening. Mondays, I have Steph and Cat Talks Loud with Stephanie Hardy, my girlie, on both her channel and mine. And then obviously on Thursdays here with my twin, because we're just everybody's favorite duo. On Thursday, talking about NXT. I have been doing some spooky stuff on my channel, and I'm going to try to I gamed once, and it went well enough that I'll try to game again. And we will have some more stuff leading up to some more interviews for the end of the year. And in case, if you guys are not here on Monday's show, but like, happy Halloween. I hope you guys are having some awesome parties. This is the weekend before Halloween, so good go to parties and do some nice stuff and do some awesome things. And to be fair, just to answer this comment, this was super last minute. But I said it like, oh, we should. And I was like, I'm going to do it because this is like the next NXT recap will be after Halloween. So I was like, all right, I'll wear a costume. And so
you want to see a costume, Jeffrey? I'm going to show you a costume right now. Hold on. You see that? That's MJF's dignity. It's nowhere to be found since Jay White stole his title. That's my costume. All right, I took it off. Okay.
That's a dignity. No, I mean, just if you did, I don't know, whoever, whatever you do, I'm just saying, Halloween. I like Halloween. I like spooky season all the time. I'm that girl. But as always, guys, we truly, truly appreciate you guys for always hanging out with us and talking smack. Cause y'all be waiting to start with us on Thursdays. I'm convinced you guys be like, "Ooh, it's Thursday. Let's get these comments. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes." No, I'm gonna have to talk shit. Okay, and I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate that at all. But we love you guys. We truly do. And George, because we definitely was saying how you are always on it as far as coming here nice and early, and we truly, truly love and appreciate you guys truly. And Roderick, I know you should be resting. I hope you are. I hope you feel better, and you rest. And again, thank you for even letting us know you wouldn't be here. We would not have taken it personally at all. See, look how they already threatening. Like, we wear my sunglasses, so I'm looking like, because I feel like I gotta cover my face from not responding. So I'm gonna have to want to respond. It's gonna be tough. But as always, guys, we truly love you guys, and we will